What's up, guys? This is the Board Game Roamer, and I am back with another Too Many Bones playthrough. It has been a while, so decided to bring this out, give this a shot. I love Too Many Bones. You guys know that. You've seen me play it a couple times. I'm doing two characters and against a tyrant, and I'm doing a not the longest length, but one of the longer tyrants. Hopefully, we can make it through it. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. So I picked the tyrant semi-randomly. Just wanted to get one of the longer ones, and I randomly picked it. And the two gear locks that I picked, Tantrum, I picked just because I don't know why. I just really love Tantrum. And Nugget, just because Nugget is one that I have not played with in a while, so I thought, well, let's give it a shot. So that's why I picked them. We're going to be going against MARROW, and that is a we've got 12 days, and we got to get 10 progress points to attack him. I'll read his card right quick. MARROW, a name that when uttered in Daylore is enough to chill anyone to the bone. This orc never loses a battle and is a master strategist. He also effortlessly swings an axe the size of a small and angry gearlock. MARROW knows how to bide his time in battle and will not hesitate to use his many followers to guarantee a victory. So that is who we're going to be playing against. I've already prepared the encounter deck. It's right here. This is the track that we're going to be following. Instead of using the normal bead, which is over here, that's normally this bead, just so you guys can see it a lot better, I'm using this red marker, so that's a little bit different than my previous plays where I've either not used this adventure mat or I have used it and used that other marker. I'm going to try something a little bit different with this too. So this will be one of the views, and then I've got an actual, which I know the picture's not great, it's the only other camera I've got, so I apologize for that. Just have to bear with me on it. I've got, we're going to call it the battle cam. It's not perfect, but it is a little bit better view of the battle on the mat. So as things happen, we can talk strategy and see it a little bit closer than in general here, if I want to do that. So, cool. Setup. MARROW is 12 days, so I took 9 cards. He had 2 tyrant cards. I mixed those in, shuffled it up where I didn't know what was, I shuffled them backwards with the back showing, and I just kind of looked away, so I had no clue where his cards were and the other cards after I shuffled the other big deck and picked out the 9 cards of the general deck. I've already set up the gear locks. I'm going to just straight Too Many Bones, which may be a mistake, but that's what we're going to try. And they they are right now have their beginning health, and I'm going to go ahead. I've already put their starting dice out, so if you've never seen Too Many Bones, what's going to happen is we have 12 days to go through and complete encounters. Each encounter will give us a combination of skill points that we can use to increase our stats, increase our skills, which by increase our skills, I mean give us additional dice that we can potentially roll that are going to let us do some things. We can get training points, that's what those are used for, or we can get loot, which is basically items, some of which are consumables, one-time use, multi-use, that varies. And then there's trove loot, which is essentially like special treasure that we have to actually unlock the loot to see what's in it. But generally, it's all better than your normal loot. And there's different difficulties in the locks, so just depends on what we happen to draw. Tantrum is a rageaholic. Tantrum's got things like getting rid of attack dice, getting rid of abilities. He's got rage, which is going to let him amp up, and he could potentially execute potentially execute baddies depending on their level. He's got some throwing axes. He's got body count, which I have not put out here for him. I forgot to do that. So as he kills baddies, then his body count's going to go up, and basically the body count is a heal for him. And he's got things like hardy, poison, different things like that. So that's what he's all about. Either doing a bit of a debuff, he's basically the tank doing a bit of a debuff, or in buffing himself up. Nugget, on the other hand, says treasure seeker. So basically, Nugget's thing is, number one, Nugget is actually ranged, and this is very confusing, but actually Nugget's attack is a ranged attack. She can go in the melee slot or the non-melee slot, but it's actually a ranged attack. Even with the longsword, it's ranged. And if you've watched the videos for the original, when they released these, Chip Theory Games did the videos when the original first print Too Many Bones was done, that's not what the video says, but they have since clarified that in the errata. So that's how that works. Basically, Nugget is kind of got access to a lot of different things. She's got some combat stuff. She's got some like Wildborn and Lucky. These are things that are going to let her maybe possibly get extra movement or damage or something like that. She can do a lot of maneuvering around the board if she goes that route. Down here with her sword dancer line. So that's kind of what she's about. So those are our heroes, our gear locks, and I say we just get right into this. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to try to do this a little bit differently too, to make this a little bit more interactive with you guys. I'm going to do, because the first 3 days are always the same, and if you've seen any Too Many Bones playthrough, you've seen these first 3 days. But I'm going to try to leave some of the decisions up to you guys, just to you know, get you guys' opinion, see what you guys want to do, and make it not just a playthrough, but make it a little bit more of your playthrough. I've watched several of those lately, so this is not a new idea that I have just magically come up with, but it did seem pretty cool, and I would like to try it just to see what you guys think and what you guys come up with, because the hive mind is probably going to be a lot better than just my mind. That's my theory. I think it's a pretty good one. You guys are fairly smart. I've seen a lot of in other videos you guys comment and point a lot of things out that I missed that you called, and so I do appreciate that. So, alright, having said all that, let's go ahead and get down to business. So, alright, so let's get started. On day 1. Cool. Alright, so day 1, and I'm going to go through these first 3 days pretty quick, because we all, if you've played before, you know what it is. It should be over here. So first day, we can either take 2 training points or get a training point, and everybody gets 2 loots and chooses 1 to keep. I am going to opt for 2 training points, and actually I think on both of these I'm going to go with 2 health. Give them a leg up early on with health. I was successful. That was our first encounter. So that's completed. We have our progress point here. Then we do end of day. We can trade loot. We don't have any. We can lockpick. We don't have any loot to lockpick. And then we can choose one of 3 options: rest and recover, search for better loot, or scout. We do not have any loot, and we haven't taken any damage, so we're going to, scout. Tantrum first. It's going to be a 1-pointer, So let's check out the 1-pointer. And let's go to the... Alright, so we have poison, which is unfortunate, but it's only 3, and that's all it does. Even though it hits 2 people, I think we're going to keep it. Nugget, it's a 3, and is another 1-point scout. So that is Orc Peon, melee, 1 rage, 3 health, 3 initiative. I think we could take that. So we're going to keep that. Cool. So that's day 1 completed, just like that. And we go to day 2. Day 2, we can fight. This is our first fight. We have 2 options in combat. We can either fight and have the guards in town help us do some damage every round, which will help us guarantee completion of this, but doesn't give us any bonus. If we, however, choose to do this on our own, we will get an additional ability point to use bonus when we complete the encounter successfully. What we get for completing the encounter period is ability point, and everybody gets loot. So I think we're going to go with the second option. So we're going to draw second day. That's 4 points. So there's 4. This is our stack here, all right, of our baddies. So we know what the first couple are. Let's see. Let's put them over here for now. And the first one is in lane 1, and initiative 3. This is the poison bog pole, and it's got 3 hit points. And it is in lane 1, and it is ranged. Lane 2, again, we know what this one is. This is the Orc Peon. And that is in lane 2, so that's purple. And it also has 3 hit points, but it is melee. It's going to go right there. And it has an initiative of 3. So not too quick. Alright, we don't know what this one is. This is going to be, oh man. Orc Breaker, 5 hit point, initiative 2. He's super slow, he only has 1 dice. But he has break, which means if we use our attack dice against him, they will be exhausted, which means they will go out and count as used for us. So that's not good. So he is a melee, so he's going to go right there. And he is initiative of 2, so he's going to go right there. And our final is Kobold Tracker. Super fast and has hardy and compound. So initiative 6, that means it's going to go to the top of the initiative meter, most likely. Only has 2 hit points, but again, hardy is going to make it very difficult to kill. It is ranged, and we're going to have to kill it pretty quick, because if we don't, it's going to end up doing some serious overtime damage to us, because it's just going to get stronger and stronger. So let's go to the dice. Let's roll initiative. Alright, we get a 5 and a 4. So basically, one that Kobold goes, then our Gearlocks go, and then everybody else. This is good. So, where to position? That's the first question. Nugget is actually a ranged unit, so I think if I go here with him, that's going to give me 1 turn of breather, basically, before the clay golem gets there. And it's going to allow me to attack this unit and be beside this unit. And then hopefully we can get rid of that bog pole pretty quick. Yeah. All right. I think I'm good with that. So also, when we start Tantrum, Rage Die starts at the 1.0, and that goes into that first active slot. So that is now there. So let's get this party started. All right. So Cobalt Tracker goes first. Because both units, its range, because both units have the same amount of health, they're both considered equal targets because it's looking for the weakest. So we get to pick one, and I think I'm going to pick Tantrum just so that maybe I can get that rage going up a bit quicker. So we're going to have it attack Tantrum, and he rolls 1, so Tantrum takes a damage. However, I keep put that in the wrong place. However, that does uptick his rage to 1.2 because he took a damage. So this is good. So next he's going to move up, and he is going to use his 3 attack against the Cobalt Tracker. Alright. And wow. 2, 1, and a 2. That would normally be 5 damage. But against the Kobold, oh man, it's just 1. That's kind of depressing. This up here. Also, because he attacked, that did up his rage to 1.4. And that is all he can do. So he's gone. So next it's Nugget. So I think Nugget, oh man. So the question is, does Nugget want to try to take out, say, the Bog Pole to get that poison gone and let Tantrum attempt to take out that Cobalt Tracker next turn? Yes, I think so. Let me double check this. I want to make sure I actually have their website set up. I want to make sure that I've got Nugget's information correct. Baddie skills, Tantrum. Nugget. Your Nugget sling stones cost X. Is long bladed melee skill or range skill. Use Limb Blade by itself for a ranged attack using essential standard. Oh, okay. Shoot. Okay, so I was wrong. I don't have long blade, so I would not have put him there. Yeah, I probably would have put it. Probably would have put him here. I had him move up and roll. Let's say roll attack and defense versus the. No. Let's do 2 versus the Bog Pole. 2 attack dice. I think that's going to be our best option. I was incorrect. So the confusion is there is a long blade, which is this die here. That's one of the options that Nugget has, and this basically it's a die that never misses. Okay, it always is going to do damage. There's no miss on it, so it's guaranteed damage. However, the issue is whether it's melee or not. So if the long blade by itself is used, it's considered a ranged attack. If I use it with standard attack dice, so I could use it and say, let's say I could roll 3 dice, which I can do. If I had the long blade, I could roll 2 attack dice and the long blade. It would be a melee attack unless I had sling stones and used one of those, at least one of those. Then it becomes a ranged attack. So that's kind of the confusion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do 2 attack dice versus the bog pole to try to get that thing taken care of. Alright, and that is 2 damage to the bog pole. Alright, the bog pole then goes, and we both get hit with a poison 1. So we're going to put that here and that there. And that is true damage. Then purple. So this is the orc peon. It is going to attack the... who's got the most now? I think actually... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it's actually going to attack Nugget. A single die. Has rage 1, but there are no other orcs on the field, so it doesn't get any additional dice. Rolled a 1, so it is going to do 1 damage, unfortunately, but that's okay. It could be worse. Hopefully not too bad worse. Okay, so that takes care of him. Then the clay golem goes. It's attacking Nugget, and he rolled a 1. Nugget has no defense, so it's definitely going to be a hit. And I'm doing this incorrect. I keep putting them in the wrong place. Tantrum took 1. Nugget has taken 2. Where do I put you? Let's put you over the health. Maybe that'll help. Alright, cool. So that is 1 full round. We now go to round 2. The Cobalt Tracker goes, looking for the weakest, which is actually Nugget at this point. It's rolling 2 dice, and it rolls 2 hits. Oh, this is not good. Oh gosh. And alright, so Tantrum gets to go. So immediately Tantrum takes 1 damage. Oops, not 2, for the poison. So that comes off, which upticks his rage to 1.6. He is then going to make an attack, a 3 dice attack, against the Cobalt Tracker. And he gets 2, 3, he does 4 damage, which is more than enough to kill it. So it comes off, and it's going to be defeated. So we're going to put that over here for defeated. And that comes out. There is nothing else, so that's 1 baddie completely off the field. That was an attack, so that goes to 1.8 for him. Then Nugget goes. Nugget takes 1 point of damage from the poison. What does he want to do? What does he want to do? I think it can do. It can do. You're going to roll 2 attack, 1 defense. He's got 3 dex. He's got 2 attack, 1 defense in his stats. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Hopefully we can get a block. Really just want to kill the bog pole is what I'm hoping for. Alright, so that is 1 defense and 3 damage, so the bog pole is definitely killed. And I've already forgot this. I always forget this one. So because Tantrum killed this unit, this baddie, he gets a body count. So that goes ahead and happens. Alright, so the bog pole is now destroyed. So this is good. It comes off of the init meter. Alright. Then purple goes. It's going to attack the weakest, which is going to be Nugget with 1 attack die. Rolls a 1. That is defended by the 1 defense die Nugget had. Then the golem goes and attacks. Crap. And does 1 to Nugget, which is the final. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the final death blow, knockout blow. So yeah, Nugget just got knocked out. Yay! Comes off the meter there. This goes back down. We go to round 3. Now that's, at first you might say, "Oh no, that's so horrible." It's not bad. Here's why. Well, it's not. Oh man, it's not great. All right. So, gosh. All right. I think, man. Tantrum is going to attack the orc peon, I believe. Yeah. Which, well, actually, I take that back. He's going to use his rage to execute this level 1 baddie. That's an ability he has at this level. That goes off. He gets 1 more on his body count, which puts him to 2. Alright. He hasn't used any dex. He's going to move 1, 2, and then he's going to roll for damage. He only rolled a 1. Oh man. So here's the thing. If I use that, yeah, I'm not going to use that. This comes off. Not going to use that. So, golem goes, rolls 1, does 1 damage. Alright, beginning of round 4. Well, he goes first. Now he's going to roll 3 of these. He gets 2 damage and a bone. So he's going to go ahead and use 1 of those to do 1 to the golem. Alright, let's do that. Then the golem's going to go. He's going to roll 1. Shoot. Then the next round, round 5 starts. And he goes, he's going to roll 2 dice. Gets 2 damage, a 1 and a 1. Yep. Alright, so what oh man. He's going to go ahead and use 2 decks to roll that attack. So he's going to go ahead and do 2 damage to the golem. Those are exhausted. So now at this point he technically has no attack dice. But he does have 1 more dex, which he's going to use to No, that's really not going to matter, is it? It's going to use to move. No, it doesn't matter. I'd have had to move 2. He's going to go ahead and use his body count. He's going to have to do that to add 2 health back. That's the end of round 5. Round 6. Oops. Oh, man. Everybody takes a damage. Alright. He goes. So you use all 3 decks. 1, 2, 3. The clay golem is going to move. We're going to go 1, 2. And that's going to be all he can do. Next round starts. So this would be round 7. And everybody takes a damage. But that attrition kills the golem. Now, important to note, attrition killed the golem, so Tantrum does not get the benefit to his body count. Okay? So, it's important. Let's see here. I do need to check one thing, though. Body count, body count. Yeah. Alright, cool. So, we were successful in that encounter. Although, man, we took a beating. So I'm going to reset these boards. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Go to 1.0. Good lord. Okay, I'm just going to leave it right there. All the bones go away. Right. So, that is the end of day 2. So the first thing we do is we get our rewards from the encounter, which is going to be 1 progress point. Oop, there's a progress point. And 2 ability points, and everybody gets a loot. So let's start with 2 loots. First. And we'll go Tantrum Nugget. So Tantrum got a skinning knife, and Nugget got reflex powder. Alright. So skinning knife. Before drawing your next encounter, place a defeated baddie from your most recent battle onto this card. Any baddies of that type appearing in your next battle are surprised. And you got the skinning knife. Reflex powder. Reroll any 1 die on your turn. That's a 2 use. The skinning knife is actually a 3 use. So that is the loot. Now we have training points. So, alright, so for Tantrum, increases dex by 1. Oh gosh, I just realized that in the wrong place. Dex by 1. That's a 2. And I think he's going to take like a kobold, which is going to give him hardy. So he can take some hits, maybe last a little bit longer in battle. So that's his 2 training points. Nugget. Nugget, 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 Nugget. What do you want to do? I think we want to go 1 in defense. And I'm kind of thinking, I don't know if I should do 1 more dex or I should do long. I think I'm going to go with long blade, just because it's going to give me a bit of reach. Alright, cool. So that is the encounter done. So now Trade loot within the party. I don't really want to trade. Make a lock-picking attempt. Don't have anything to do that with. And then we have to pick one of 3 options. While I would possibly like to re-roll this health is an issue, so we're going to take Arrest and Recover for Tantrum, and obviously the same for Nugget. Alright, and that completes that. And we're now on to day 3. If I can get this nice and right. Alright, cool. Day 3. Day 3 is crossing the Cimarron. So on this, we have 2 options. And this is the last of the normal encounters, and then so after this, I'll start reading them and doing all that. But since this is the first one, this is something I'm actually going to give you guys a chance to weigh in on. So we have 2 options. Let me actually just read the whole card since I'm going to do that. Crossing the Cimarron. The Cimarron River, a glistening vein of trade running the length of Daylore, playfully beckons as it shimmers in the daylight up ahead. But with so few bridges in these parts, this crossing is an obvious spot for enemy traps and scouts. A journey of this importance leaves only 2 options. Tucking the ears and trying to blend in is risky but efficient. A boat at dusk carries less chance of discovery, but requires business with a Molnar, a trading syndicate with their own set of drawbacks. So here's our 2 options. Neither one is a combat option. First option, tuck your ears and walk like a commoner. The bonus for this is an additional progress point and an ability point. Roll a d6 for each party member. On any 1 to 2 your party is spotted. Find the first tyrant encounter in your deck and place it on top. Shuffle remaining cards and keep them underneath. So basically we run the risk of one of MARROW's special cards, and they can be fairly brutal. But I mean, it's achieved no matter what. So basically, if we choose that option, whether we're caught or we're not caught, we're still going to get the progress point. We're still going to get the training point. That is a plus. Hire the Molnar is the second option, and in this option, everybody, in this case just the 2 of us, get a trove loot each. The Molnar are surprisingly easy to work with. Not only do they drop safely on the east bank of the river under the cover of darkness, they also offer a trove loot gift. Maybe our success is good for business. Shuffle the Molnar special encounter Molnar traders into your encounter deck. So yes, we're going to get some trove loot. We'll still have to unlock it. We're going to get a progress period for this card. So that is the question. Now, I will say that normally I do not go with the Molnar because I know what their card does. Probably if you're watching this, you know what their card does, but I'm not going to say. I'm going to let you guys make this decision for me. And so you've got to decide, do we want to take the first option where we tuck our ears, we're going to get an extra progress point, so we'll get 2 progress points total and a training point, or do we go with the second option where we just get 1 progress point, but we both get a trove loot, but we have to shuffle in that special encounter card with these somewhat shady folk. Yeah, that's going to be our options. So I want you guys to let me know in the comments below, right down there, what we want to do. And before we finish, though, I do need to do this, don't I? I need to update our progress points. So we're now on day 3, and we have 2 progress points. Cool. So there we are. Wait, what did I say, Nom? I just realized I had that so wrong. I don't know what in the world is going on with me, guys. This is crazy. Now we got the right person. Yeah. Probably not would have been a little bit easier. Okay, so that's our option. So I want you guys to let me know in the comments what you think we should do. And I will take a look at those comments. And based on what you guys say and the lay of the land, we will take that route. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Super excited to get back to this. It's been a while since I played Too Many Bones, so I am actually really excited to get back in it. If you have not played, I'll just go ahead and tell you this game is not easy, and we're playing with the not any additional help, which there's a couple variants where basically you get some free stuff stat-wise and skill-wise to start. And there's two levels of that. It's like greenhorn, and then, you know, a little bit less. And then there's what we're playing is where we don't get anything, and it's strictly hardcore Too Many Bones. So we're going to see how well we can do. You definitely do not win every game, so don't necessarily expect me to win this. As a matter of fact, I believe the last playthrough that I did of this, we got so far, and then we just lost a couple times, and it was just brutal, and we never could catch up. So I called time of death a few days early because there was just no way. It was just going to be constant, you know, constant stuff we couldn't handle. So, yeah, that's where we're at. I am the Board Game Roamer. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and I will see you, ladies and gentlemen, in the next video. Let me know what you think. Bye-bye.